Hey guys, Driven to Conquer here, and I did 300 Trav runs with different MF just to kind of test it out for my own thing. So the first 100 we did was with 100 MF, second 200 was 200 MF, and the third one was 300 MF, and I just kind of did this to, you know, give more of a visual reference to, you know, see what happens when we adjust these things just for my own personal takes. I enjoy it. I saw someone make a video like this similar, but they didn't identify the items they found.
What?
Yeah, if you believe it or not, they just didn't identify. Maybe they were saving for a slam fest. It was kind of strange. I didn't really know how I felt about it. The general consensus from the community wasn't very good. Maybe they were saving for a slam fest, like I said, but it's not that big of a deal, right, guys?
You son of a bitch! You no good damn bitch!
We're gonna identify every item in this one, guys, so don't worry about that. And we slam actually a lot of our items, and actually get some pretty good slams. So we have 100 MF to start out with. Going through our gear, we got a Mage Fist, got a Wizard Spike for faster cast rate, we got Crown of Thieves, we got a Mara's Kaleidoscope, we got a Haas Shield, great find, Trier Haunch. We have Raven Frost for the Cannot Be Frozen. We got Arachnid's Mesh from our Chaos Sank. Nature's Peace, because we don't really need MF for Naggles right now. And that's about it. Yeah, I was pretty happy with some of these finds. I should say I'm more happy with the results. Going over our followers gear real quick. Gore Riders, String of Ears, Venom Grip, and then a Bone Heal, because I still got to make my Insight. We got G-Face, and of course, Shark Tooth, whatever thingy. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. So let's get into the runs. Run number 4, we find a Demon Hide Sash. And that's another String of Ears. Run number 17, not really a great find, but I always think these items are kind of cool. Just any item that's going to give you other characters things. We have that level 10 enchant. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's about it. Run 28, we find another one of those items, just kind of unique, Crusader Bow. And I just like that ignore target's defense. I wonder if we could maybe, you know, corrupt this and get a better item. Let's see if we have any luck. Nope. Running on to run number 36, we have a Rainbow Facet, Poison. Run 65, a little dry spell, we find some Plate Boots. And we got some Tier Haunches, so let's see if we can corrupt them since I already got a pair, and these are a nice pair. Can we make them better than mine? Kind of just different. That's about it. So run 75, we found a Ogre Maul, and this is gonna be our last find for these 100 runs. Another Windhammer. I think this one's better. On hindsight, I wish I would have slammed this because I just didn't know if this was better than the one I had. But pretty good for the 100 runs. So let's go ahead and get into the 200. As you can see, we switched over and we have a nice flat 200 MF. See if we can get any better drops. We switched out to a Mage Plate. Just using my Call to Arms. Put our Shakos back on. And all the rest is the same other than the lidless. And getting into a 106, we find another Ogre Axe. We get a Bone Hew with this one. And since we have one on our Mercenary Oil, let's slam it. And it's gone. Run 118. We find a Curious. And it's Duriel Shell. I apologize with my fat head in the way, but don't worry because we slam that son of a bitch for one socket. Run 121. We found a pair of Trag gloves. I found a few of them, so we gotta slam it. And we get replenished life. Also, we found another pair of Immortal Kings. We slammed it, got regenerate mana. Not too happy. Moving on 125, we find a full plate mail drop. And it's Goldskin. But I have a pair of these, so you know what we're gonna do, we're gonna slam it. And we got a lot of cold resistance. I guess that's all right. Run 125 again because I messed up counting because I'm really bad at this. We find a pair of battle boots and we got some war travelers, and my fat head's in the way. Moving on, one of the good finds was a skiller, combat skills for paladin on run 30. 155, we find a vampire fang belt drops for us, and it's Nosferatu's coils, my first one I found. 171, this is actually one of the better items that we found through these runs. And I know my fat heads, we got a Bartuk's cutthroat talons, but don't worry, we slam it. Boom, we get 3 sockets on it. So after that successful slam, I'm like, you know what? Let's slam the Nosferatus, because why not? And it's gone. Oh well. Moving on to run 187, we find Paraferal Claws. Those turn out to be fire lizards. Apologize for my fat head. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, because you know we're going to slam these items. And we get enhanced damage, 315 enhanced damage as well as deadly strike. That's pretty awesome. Moving on, we get a cat's eye on run 189, and I wish I would have slammed this. Maybe I will, but I think I was getting low on shards. That's why I did. And the servers went down in between moving on to our next 300 runs. That was the last for our 200. Pretty cool so far. Appreciate everyone who's made it this far in the video. Drop a like, subscribe if you want to support the channel. I appreciate it. We got tier 1 maps coming up for the next video. It's just going to take a while. We're going to do 100 tier 1 maps, and already the drops have been really, really cool. So like, subscribe, drop a comment, or you guys can be weird and leave negative feedback like some people like to do, like cats suck, you suck, whatever, I don't care. Moving on to run 300, as you can say, we've bumped it up a little bit. Let's see how these runs go. Our first find is not really a good find, but just one of those unique ones. I haven't really seen it. It's a +3 to combat skills lance, but like, who's gonna use this? It seems kind of weird. It's just a weird find. I don't recall seeing it, but anyway. Run 241, huge dry spell. We find another rainbow facet, and it's another poison one. But yeah, pretty big dry spell from our first find kind of to this. Moving on, run 94. That's right, speaking of dry spells, we find a monarch at least though, and that turns out to be a storm shield. Yeah, pretty big last. We were finding stuff, but not the good stuff. So you know what we got to do with that storm shield. Let's slam it, and we get fire resistance. So not the worst. At least we didn't brick it. And run 296, we find another Grim Shield. And this is actually going to be our last find. It really wasn't that good for our 300. We get that lidless. And yeah, kind of surprised here, guys. Honestly, the 300 really wasn't paying out. And we get what do we get? Mana regenerate. I think that's the same one I have on my other one. I got poison resistance, but whatever. Yeah, it was interesting. So it seemed that having about 200 was really the sweet spot. And my advice would be, and what I'm going to use for future videos is, like, I'm not even going to worry about getting to 300. I'm just going to try to skip it completely. Either lower my MF for, you know, damage and just sit around 200, or try to bump it past to get to 400 and see if that helps. And maybe we'll do a 0 MF run and put ourselves through that agony just to see what we find. Really sad we didn't find any high runes, like, at all. I think the highest we found was like a Lem, and like that's it, if you can believe it. So no luck on that front. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you sticking around this far, and I look forward to making more of these videos for you. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/driven to conquer, and I will catch you guys on the next one.